Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Thanks for your support on Patreon, the Wonderwall, Brian Gallagher. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Super News! I'm Ollie Davis. As usual, please press the thumbs up button, give us a subscribe, go buy some of our delicious merch. But most importantly, WWE, please don't release any more wrestlers before this video goes live. 2 years ago, Future Endeavors Friday used to be an almost biannual occurrence, with WWE suddenly announcing a bunch of talent releases on their website from out of nowhere with the copy and paste statement, WWE wishes them well in all their future endeavors. Often taking place in a bit of post-WrestleMania spring cleaning, WWE would casually put out an article on their website announcing about 5% of the undercard were no longer with the company. The last mass release, though, came in 2015, with 8 wrestlers, including relatively big names such as Damien Sandow, Wade Barrett, Zeb Coulter, and Alex Riley. The last multiple release of note came at the end of October 2017, when Emma, Summer Rae, and Darren Young were all let go on the same day. But that was a simpler time, where WWE had no genuine competitors. The worst that could happen would be Damien Sandow turning up in the Impact Zone as Samian Dandow. Yes, I do know he eventually turned up as Aaron Rex. Over the last year, though, All Elite Wrestling has changed the business, where WWE releasing a talent could mean they go straight to their Wednesday night competitor. As a result, WWE have gone into contract lockdown, not granting any releases since February this year, unless you're Jordan Miles, no matter how publicly you request it, and they've reportedly even been offering undercard acts huge deals to stay with the company. But for some, it's not all about the money. Unless you're Randy Orton, in which case, that one was totally all about the money. Yesterday, a Sunday, an old PR trick to hopefully bury bad news when most people are enjoying time off, WWE revealed they've released 4 talents: Sin Cara, Luke Harper, and Connor and Victor of the Ascension. Sin Cara had publicly requested his release on Twitter last month, while Harper first asked for his all the way back in April. The Ascension, meanwhile, hadn't reportedly or publicly asked to leave the company, but Victor did seem pretty happy when the news was announced, tweeting a gif of Mel Gibson from Braveheart screaming, "Freedom!" So why have WWE finally started releasing talent after all these months? The Wrestling Observer noted several weeks back that some in management pushed for unhappy wrestlers to be let go by WWE, as them publicly asking for their releases on Twitter and then seemingly being held hostage isn't just a bad look from the outside, it also affects locker room morale. Apparently the force preventing wrestlers from leaving is, as usual with things in WWE, Vince McMahon, as he didn't want them to jump to the competition in AEW. The last wrestlers WWE let go were Goldust in February this year, with Triple H apparently convincing Vince, that's hard to say, to do that, and Ty Dillinger, who have both become upper mid-card acts in All Elite Wrestling since. In recent weeks, however, the Wrestling Observer reported that WWE are considering releasing talent if they don't think it'll make a difference to AEW, which is one of the reasons they granted Jordan Miles's, as his behaviour made him a very divisive figure, and he actually quit wrestling altogether over the weekend. But not seeing talent going to AEW as much of a threat isn't the only reason. Apparently, even with all that Fox and Saudi Arabia money, WWE are always looking for a way to cut costs, and having a load of people on your payroll despite not doing anything with them can add up. As WrestlingNews.co writes, a WWE source told me that another reason why the company is more open to releasing some wrestlers is that it helps them cut down on salaries while freeing up more money to offer deals to mid and upper card wrestlers who they don't want to leave the company. And according to PW Insider, WWE might be freeing up some more money imminently, but hopefully not before this video goes live. While Harper, Sin Cara, and The Ascension have been let go, there are many more WWE wrestlers who have either publicly, reportedly, or teased wanting to leave this year. Mike Kanellis publicly tweeted about wanting to leave just 4 months after resigning with the company back in June. Only Lorcan tweeted the same, but has actually come to terms on a new deal with WWE over the last few days. Both The Revival and Matt Hardy are supposedly looking to leave when their contracts expire early next year, and question marks remain over whether Rusev will re-sign, even though he's real life but no longer kayfabe wife Lana already has. So on top of the 4 releases from Sunday, PW Insider adds, there are rumblings of additional releases coming today, so we'll see what shakes out as the day progresses. Who do you think will be the next wrestler's WWE release? Let me know in the comments because I'll be replying from out of nowhere for the first 30 minutes after this video goes live. But in the meantime, what will happen to Harper, Cara, and the Ascension? After being with WWE for a decade, Cara confirmed news of his release on Twitter. As of today, I have been granted my release from WWE. Thank you, WWE Universe. It has been an amazing adventure. Praying emoji. Interestingly, Cara has since made his pinned post on Twitter a picture of him with former WWE star Alberto Del Rio before his MMA comeback fight over the weekend, which Alberto lost against Tito Ortiz, who came out to Hulk Hogan's Real American theme in a fight over Alberto's personal WWE Spinner Championship belt. That's actually a thing that happened because Mexico doesn't care about copyright law. As a legit tough guy who is rumored to have won real-life backstage fights against Sheamus and Simon Gotch in WWE, potentially Cara is looking at transitioning into MMA himself. After tweeting the day of the week with the caption, "You know what that means," every day for several years, Luke Harper celebrated finally being granted his WWE release with the exact same thing, posting, "It's Sunday, you know what that means." You're released? Harper first requested his release following WrestleMania, thanking WWE for 6 amazing years, but explaining that he wants to grow as a performer and a person, so he wants to leave. The reported reason behind Harper realizing that can't happen while working for WWE is for a classically specific Vince McMahon annoyance. According to the Wrestling Observer, Vince doesn't get him and has complained about how Harper, who's from New York, doesn't have a southern accent. Apparently Vince wanted him to do a southern accent gimmick 4 years ago, but Luke couldn't do one. Harper was scheduled to have a feud with Sami Zayn following his Giant for Memorial Andre Royal Battle return, but Vince scrapped the storyline because of how he looked in his comeback, despite genuinely saving Mustafa Ali from serious injury during that match, which Ali himself has tweeted about following the news of Harper's release. Best wishes to Luke Harper, save me from a broken neck. Harper appeared to be very well liked backstage, with Jericho once posting a Luke Harper fan club image last year with the Colognes, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Sheamus and Cesaro all wearing custom-made Harper t-shirts, as WWE weren't making any merchandise for him at the time. Obligatory buy WrestleTalk merch at WrestleTalkmerch.com now plug! And Rusev has also tweeted about Harper being released. Salute to one of the best, Luke Harper. And when asked why Rusev doesn't join him, as the Bulgarian Brute has talked about his creative frustrations with WWE this year, Rusev replied, "Because that's not how you spell Y," as the fans spelled Y as just W-Y. Grammar Slam! But WWE stars weren't the only ones wishing Harper well. Harper actually trademarked his former independent wrestling name Brody Lee just 2 weeks ago, implying he fully intends on continuing his wrestling career outside WWE. And now a post from another one of the biggest free agents in wrestling, Marty Scurll, has teased they could do it together, with the villain posting a picture of the two with the caption, "Villain Enterprises, hashtag villain, umbrella emoji." And if that isn't enough to get your fantasy booking brain spinning, Scurll posted the same Villain Enterprises caption with a picture of him alongside Brody King, New Japan star ELP, and AEW's Darby Allin. Scurll's Ring of Honor contract has reportedly already expired, although he will be working their Final Battle pay-per-view this Saturday and the following night's tapings. After that, it's expected he'll join his Being the Elite buddies in AEW, especially with his name being dropped on Dynamite a few times in recent weeks. Unfortunately, Harper will have to wait a while to do the same, as F4W Online have confirmed that all 4 men released yesterday have the standard 90-day non-compete clause, meaning they can't show up for any other US wrestling promotions on TV. Those non-competes will expire on the 8th of March next year. As for the Ascension, their releases were announced just an hour after Harper and Cara's. Ascension facts! Their last match was on a WWE main event taping on April the 8th this year. Their last last win came on a main event taping last July, 1 year and 5 months ago. Their last non-pre-show pay-per-view match was a loss to Breezango 2 years and 7 months ago, and they weren't even selected in October's WWE draft. So it's not really surprising they were let go. Connor and Victor were one of NXT's top tag teams in 2013 and 14, winning the tag team championships. But like so many, their developmental success didn't translate to the main roster. Zack Ryder tweeted about all those released, "Gonna miss these brothers," with pictures of him with each. Just before I get out of here, we've really been listening to the viewers over the last 2 months and have put in loads of changes to make WrestleTalk the best it can possibly be for all of you. Hopefully you can see that, because, and I mean this genuinely, you, our viewers, our fans, are the most important things in the world to us. It's been a rough November and December with Copper and new YouTube changes and all the things like that, and WrestleTalk needs your support more than ever. The best thing you can do right now is just spread the word. Recommend us to your wrestling fan friends, on forums, Twitter, your Christmas dinner to a bemused family who don't even know what a YouTube really is. Start by hitting the thumbs up button, making sure you're subscribed, and sharing this video everywhere you can. And find out all about Vince McMahon's latest crazy backstage rule in WWE by clicking the video on the right, and level up that support by getting yourself a WrestleTalk t-shirt from our shop, WrestleTalkMerch.com, by clicking the little lorry down there. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.